This lesson's a little bit different. We're going to talk about the role the government plays in economic systems, and I'm not sure how much exposure you have had when you're talking about economics or the economy. Like individuals, families, countries use resources that are limited. There's not enough of anything for everyone to have everything that they want. So the whole process comes through, and it's called economics, and it's the study of how people and nations use their limited resources to attempt to satisfy unlimited wants and needs, meaning there's never enough money to go around. So how does either an individual family or a country or a government say, what are the priorities that we have? You know, we talk about this in the political debates about health care versus building a wall across Mexico. You know, what is the priority? If both of them are going to cost $5 billion or $500 billion, what is going to do the most good for the most people? Is it securing a border wall on Mexico, or is it going to be providing universal health care for everybody? And it depends on what your opinions are, on what your priorities are, to determine what kind of idea that would be. So when we're looking at economics, the things that we look at in the government regulation aspects are, what are the factors of production? And the factors of production are going to be producers, who are people who make goods and services to sell. So that would be people who are making a product, like a direct product. So Heinz makes ketchup, Heinz pickles. Those products are made by one manufacturer, and they produce them. They don't sell them directly, because then they go to distributors, and they're the people who get products to buyers. So places like Walmart, even though it's a store, it would be more of a distribution of the goods. So they don't actually produce the product. A producer produces it and gives it to the distributor to sell to buyers. And those buyers are known as consumers. And they're people who purchase and use goods and services. So in the continuum of us as people, we go and buy goods, and then the producer has to manufacture more. So by manufacturing more, it creates more jobs, because you need more people to actually work in that labor. So it comes to the whole idea of labor. And those are the people who do the work, or the worker themselves. People who work or the worker themselves. And that's what we pay people to do certain things to make sure that we get what we want. In this continued resources are natural materials such as land, water, or knowledge. And that's how we pay for when we're looking for skilled workers. So do you either have the physical ability to do things? Do you have the knowledge to do something, meaning that we want to hire the best and the brightest to do certain jobs? And besides that, you have capital, and capital is the money necessary to purchase or invest, which we'll talk about in detail. And finally, entrepreneurs, those are the people who are the risk takers. They're the people who created the companies or started the companies in order to start the cycle of economics. So in this section, we're going to be reading and discussing about how this economics, or the study of how people and nations use their limited resources, are going to be affected by the government in certain ways. So how is it going to make it a better or a worse situation for some?